What's going on YouTube? Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is John and this is Zell Explorer. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Last week, I uploaded a video where I got that dreaded check engine light, and using my ScanGauge 2, I was able to figure out that it was a P0155. If you wait to the end of the video, I have some codes where you can actually monitor your transmission temperatures for the 100 series Land Cruiser. So wait till the end. The ScanGauge 2 is a portable device. It measures 4.8 inches long. It's an inch thick and about 1.5 inches high. It displays 4 different parameters at one time. You have 5 simple buttons. The menu is completely simple and easy, self-explanatory. Now, the beauty of this ScanGauge 2 is that it's like a 3-in-1 computer, meaning that it will give you real-time updates for miles per gallon, speed, RPM, and it also acts as a monitor for your temperatures. You can monitor your voltage, air intake temperature. The list goes on. There's like 18 different parameters on just about anything you want to do. And then of course diagnose. The simplest of all of them, if you throw a check engine light, it's going to tell you what the diagnostic trouble code is. And then from there, once you get that code, you can plug it into Google or look up at I Hate Mud and see what they say about it. Quite a few of you that drive 100 series Land Cruisers that could benefit from this product. This is probably one of those items that if you're doing a lot of heavy driving, off-roading, pulling a trailer, this would be beneficial. At least you can get accurate numbers. So when you're pulling those hills, you know, you're sitting in a Congo line waiting to hit an obstacle, you can see what those transmission temperatures are as well as your engine temperatures. This is a definite must. Keep that 100 series going. And one thing that I haven't touched on yet is that it has a performance monitor. So for those of you that are concerned about your performance, your 0 to 60 times or your quarter mile times, and I believe it even has an 1/8 of a mile, or even your braking distance, it has those parameters as well. So let's talk install. This is probably the easiest thing you can install. Like I said earlier, it's a portable device. Right? Comes with the ScanGauge itself. I would totally show you right now, but however, it's sitting in my car. I've been running with it for about a year now, and I've only had one trouble code pop up, and that was just on this last trip. But I monitor my transmission temp, my engine coolant temperature, average miles per gallon, as well as my voltage. So along with the gauge itself, it comes with a 6-foot cord that plugs in your OBD2 sensor. And then on the side of the ScanGauge itself for the display and on the back, you have a port on each side. So you can mount it any which way you want. It also comes with hook and loop Velcro, so you can place it on your dash, you can place it on top of the steering column. I know that there's a couple companies out there like Ben's 3D Build. He actually he has a 3D print where you can mount it up above on the overhead console. And I believe there's one other place. I don't know. You can also mount it on a ram mount and suction cup it up to your window. Also, this thing doesn't take batteries. All you need to do is plug and play, turn on the engine, and you're good to go. This ScanGauge 2 works with just about any vehicle that has an OBD2 sensor. Typically, I believe it's from 1996 onto the newer vehicles have OBD2 ports, or if you have questions, definitely check their website. I'll put a link in the description where you can go and get additional information. Now, I purchased my ScanGauge 2 on Amazon. I believe it was, at the time, it was about $130. Every now and then you can find a place where they're offering up on a sale. I'll put a link down below to my Amazon store where you can purchase the ScanGauge 2. Prices typically run between $125 to $150. So when you get your ScanGauge 2, it's super simple and easy. I showed you where the port was and how to plug it in. You can route it however you want. You can even, within reason, you can even mount it wherever you want. But you'll get it and you'll go through and you'll probably have that screen right there. It has scan, trip, gauge, and more. So when you first get it, you want to set it all up. So you'll hit more, go to setup, and then it'll go through whether you want your distance to be miles and kilometers, right? So your fuel units is going to be liters or gallons, temperature, Celsius or Fahrenheit. So I've already gone through and pretty much set mine up. And then the engine size set to 4.7 liters. 25 gallons is probably an accurate, I think it's maybe a smidgen more. Fuel type, gas, currency and money, in US dollars. And then advanced settings. So you go ahead and hit this and it'll go through some other parameters. So speed, that is going to be your tire size difference. So if you go to Tacoma World, they actually have a little tire size chart where you can plug in the original tire size versus the tires that you have, and then you can plug in your tire size difference. And then it goes on to cutoff, which I'm not entirely sure. The manual is a pretty thick one, so it probably wouldn't be a bad time to check that out. So let's just leave that at 24. I'll have to review that. So and then it'll go all the way back to where you started. It just circles around. So to do more, you'll hit more again. Mode X gauge. So X gauge, what we're going to do is we're going to edit here, and you'll want to edit some more. And what this does right here is you're going to get 4 different parameters or PIDs. One is going to be the TXD. The next one, once you hit OK, will be the RXF, and then the next one will be RXD, and then MTH. So right here, this button, so you have plus or minus, these are going to be alphanumerics. So you go 1 through and then all the way into the alphabet. And as soon as you're done with that one, what you'll do is say if it's 5, then you'll go to the next and hit the next line. What you'll do is once you go through what TXD is, and I'm going to provide the codes for the transmission temperatures at the end. At the very end, what you can do is you can actually label the transmission whatever code you want it to be. So super simple. I already have it in there, so I don't want to mess it up, but you kind of get the gist of it, right? So all you have to do is go to more again, go to mode, go to X gauge, hit edit, you'll edit it again, and it'll give you that screen. So once you type in the codes for TXD, you'll hit OK. That'll give you another way to type out the codes for RXF. You'll type those out, and all the codes run between 4 digits to approximately 12 digits. So right now my voltage is at, I don't even know why I have TFC here, 13.4 volts. My transmission temperature is at 102, and my water temp is, or engine temp is 184. I typically like to keep this at average, and that right there is intake temperature. So I'm at 107 degrees at the intake. Gallons per hour, miles per gallon, and then I think miles per hour on that one too, which is probably not a bad way to do it, just to see where you're at. RPMs. And then the average will be average miles per gallon. If you have any questions about this ScanGauge 2, leave me a comment below. Also, another great resource is to go on I Hate Mud. Hey, thanks again for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel and make sure you hit that like button. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. if there were outtakes, I would have a crap ton of outtakes. I got new sunglasses. Some Arnett's. And a fresh haircut.